So now that we've talked about circles, we're going to go ahead and actually start talking about something called an ellipse. So ellipses or ellipses are the set of all points, so we got it here, set of all points in the plane, such that the sum of their distances from two fixed points, so we got two fixed points this time, instead of a circle had one, is a constant. You may have heard of what an ellipse is before, you may know what it looks like. It looks very similar to a circle, except for, again, the change here is that the sum of their distances from two fixed points is constant. So let's look at an equation here where we center it at the origin. So first, centered at the origin looks like x squared over a squared plus, so there's that sum, y squared over b squared. And we are usually always going to be set equal to 1. If it's not, you should divide the whole equation to get it set equal to 1. Alright, so how would we figure out kind of how the distances work with this? Well, the way you do that is you're going to set x and y equal to 0. So when you set x equal to 0, you get 0 over 9 plus y squared over 4 equals 1. Well, that's gone. So now I'm left with y squared over 4 equals 1. Multiply both sides by 4. You get y squared equals 4. Square root, y equals plus or minus 2. That tells you from the origin, you're going to go up to and you're going to go down to from the origin. So plotting points here, start at the origin, that's where our center is now. I'm going to plot a point up to, I'm going to plot a point down to. So this really means up / down to from origin. Well, we can do the same, set x equal to 0, or y equal to 0. Y is equal to 0, that's going to cancel it out. We're left with x squared over 9 equals 1. So x squared equals 9 if we multiply both sides by 9. Square root, we get the distance from x is plus or minus 3. So now this is from x, we're going left or right. So left, right, 3. And we're going from the origin again. So left 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And now I've got kind of a little bit more of an extended circle. So if I plot these points together, I've got more of an oval shape going on. And that's exactly what an ellipse is. It's just a circle that's kind of more stretched out, either to the top, left and right, or up and down. So let's talk about kind of one that's not centered at the origin anymore. So that's when the equation looks like it's been shifted, basically. That's where you have x minus h. You should start seeing a theme here. This h and k is appearing an awful lot. And it has to do with how it shifts the equation. Again, we have the sum of two different things. Y minus k squared over b squared equals 1. So how does that change it? Well, we just have centered at hk. So you have to find out what the center is first, and then use the same logic, a squared and b squared, to solve. So we've got here our center is going to be at 1, and then we've got negative 2. So 1, negative 2, go down here, 1, going down, negative 2, plot that. Now instead of setting x equal to 0 here, you would want to set it equal to the value that makes it 0. Or you may have realized from this last example that really x is going to equal our x squared is going to equal 9, or a. So then x equals plus or minus 3. Because when this whole term goes away, I'd multiply both sides by 3, and then I'd get my shift. Same thing over here. Y, when I center it, y squared will equal 4. So y is going to equal plus or minus 2. So from this point, I need to go up 2 and down 2. And I need to go left and right 3. Oop, I went one too many on that one. And again, connecting it to make my ellipse. So again, it should be a little bit more oval shaped. You'll have ones in your homework that'll kind of extend a little bit more and make it look a little less circular. Alright, and then of course we had just a little reminder here. If the equation's not set equal to 0, you would divide everything. So if this was 4, I would divide both sides by 4, which means I'd multiply by 4 in the denominators. Easy enough. Go ahead, you try this one, bring it to class, we'll talk about it, and start the homework then.